That light go off?
Nope.
Yeah, seems to be going off. Cool, thanks. Appreciate it. All right. Okay, so now, can you make sure you're kind of aiming it at the screen? Aiming it at her? Yeah, that's it. Yep, good. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Okay, that go off back there? No, I didn't think so. Okay, so what is my problem here? Let's create a problem and see if we can solve it. Line of sight. Now I could go manual, I can put that on the radio, all that sort of stuff. I could do that. Let's see if we can do this a little bit more forcefully though. Let's see if we can maybe alter the power and direction of this particular light here. I'll see if I can direct it more to pick up that light. Not yet. Let's do this. Okay. All right. I'm trying to get, there's a gentleman who had a question about zoom and wideness here. I'm trying to get to that by leaving the dome diffuser off, which is not what I would do ordinarily, but let's see if we can start there. Okay. Now, if I'm having a problem getting my line of sight to a remote light, what would you do at this point? Would you give up? Say forget it? You know, not going to work this way anymore. Hate this stuff. Line of sight sucks. TTL is awful. How many folks use TTL flash photography? A lot of folks? How many folks here have been frustrated with TTL flash photography? All right. So if I have a problem getting my line of sight, she's kind of wearing a sizable dress and all of that. Anton, can you give me a hand here, please? What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this signal off. I'm going to ask Anton just to hold it up here. So I'll oftentimes do this, okay, and see if I can get that light in the background. Okay, so now I have it going off, but it's pretty weak, right? It's pretty weak. I'm barely seeing it. And I think this might have some potential. You can see a little wash. So if I have the potential to have it, what will drive the TTL brain completely nuts? Backlight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send that light a signal and get it under my manual control. So I'm going to take this guy, I'm going to send it a signal, select the group, and put it into manual mode, and I'm going to drive it all the way to its biggest or highest power. There we go. Thank you, Anton. Okay, here we go. Good look. Nice. Okay. Now I'm starting to get radiant blue around the audience. And I purposely kind of saw the light, letting it flare a little bit over her shoulder. Okay, let's give this a try now. Let's see if we can. We're gonna have to maybe crank and raise just a little bit. Crank. Here we go. We're gonna go. Maybe. Too much spin. Too much spin. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm getting a little bit of less. Again, I said. Backlight will drive the TTL brain crazy. What has happened to my foreground light? It's come down a little bit in response to that backlight. So let me put a little more power into it. Way to go, Anton. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's it. Cool. Chin up just a bit, Lily. Good luck. Yep. Okay, so now I've got a little more power in my foreground, and I'm spraying light all around the background. Can you guys hold this for 1 second? But I've got a dome diffuser on that light that's chewing up a little power, and it's also spraying the light around. If I wanted to really isolate Nadine, let me do this. Again, pursuant to this gentleman's question over here, let's take this and zoom it to 200. Okay, let's see if we can just bang it right into the back of her. Okay, you're doing great. Hang in there. How am I doing on time, by the way? Oh, I got 15 minutes. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, come a little bit closer. Try to right at her. Okay, here we go. Chin up a little bit, maybe. That's it. Okay, so now I've got some blue going on. Now, because I haven't got the backlight radiating around her, I've got too much power in my foreground. Let's take that down. Okay, try that. All right, good enough, good enough. What do you think, why do you think, what's my enemy right now in terms of seeing the blue? The backlight, right? My shutter speed is the enemy. So let me take that down. Let's see if we can really see some blue for a change. Here we go, here we go. Good. Chin up, okay? Chin up, good like this. Look. So now we have blue. Okay, why? The quotient is when you're on location, or the game I always play is game of ratios. What exists and what do you layer over what exists? Now, I was playing around with motion there for a while, and I was bleeding in that background. But what was it doing to my backlight? It was starting to ace it out because there was such a wash of light coming this way. So to get a more definitive blue, what I'd have to do? Get rid of some of that backlight. Get rid of some of it. So let's hang in there, okay? Hang in there, everybody hang in there. Now, I've got a kind of a mess in the background there. It's kind of